Dungeons and Dragons.
And junk drawer.
We did it!
We did it.
We got through the intro.
Welcome back, guys. We are back with another episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Junk Drawer.
Ding.
Ding.
We have another episode for you tonight. Sorry we're a little later than normal. We just had some prep happening on the Dice Daddy side of things. He's just making sure that he's prepared, and I respect the shit out of that. So before we jump into it tonight, I know there's a very special announcement Josh Delgado would like to make.
Yeah, I'm mute now. So hold on, give me 1 second.
Yeah, no, take your time.
I wasn't prepared, but I will be now. And because I'm mute, I'm clearly not going to say any words, but I will just put it out there. Is this backwards?
No, it's right. I see it.
Okay,
No,
it's,
it's good, yeah.
it's backwards
It's not,
for me.
not very bold, but
Yeah,
Very hard to read.
it was last minute, okay?
He didn't expect this question to come up.
Yeah, how about you
never come
start
up
liking
before.
things instead of hating things?
Sure,
Yeah.
chatty for
It's
a mute
hard.
guy.
It's harder to create than it is to destroy, Michael.
you're right.
Yeah. All right, back to being mute, guys. But don't worry, I'll be mute for a while now. We all need this energy. Come on. Are we gonna get copyright? Are we gonna get
I don't think-
copyright?
I don't think people care about us enough.
This would be a
That's
cool way
definitely
to
true.
meet him, though.
That would be.
I
In
mean,
court.
Josh and I
Just
were
lawyers.
like 20 feet away from him at one point.
He sweated near me.
He did. We were in the same room whilst he was sweating.
Mm-hmm.
So we're basically best friends. With that being said, shout outs tonight. Please follow us on all the social media platforms at The Junk Drawer Show. Please like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube videos, and subscribe here and be friends with us and stuff. I feel like at some point in the near future, we probably need to do a sit-down podcast with everyone, just to kind of do a recap, to get everything kind of in order. I feel like we're a little past the halfway point, so it makes a little bit of sense. But with all of that being said, we also created a film called Dungeons and Dragons.
Honor
That-
among thieves.
Yeah, sure, that one. That debuted their trailer at the Comic-Cons
Our trailer.
this weekend. It's our trailer. We did it. We made it ourselves.
Us, all of us.
Also, Chris Pine's going to be He-Man, question mark? What?
Is he really?
He had a He-Man haircut, and I think I saw that he was going to be He-Man.
Good for him.
So he better bulk the fuck up. Anyway, yeah, support us in our Dungeons and Dragons journey. Other shout out, I'm very excited. I'm gonna get to off stream DM a game for Dice Daddy. I actually get to be the daddy of the dice in that one, and I'm excited. Not excited to have a table full of 8 players, 6 of which don't really know what they're doing. But whatever, it's fine. It's not a big deal. I don't want to talk about it.
Balance.
Timing.
So level 3, yes. But with all that being said, thank you to my wife who lets me play Imagination with you dummies, because my baby's asleep, so she can't say no. And in our last episode, essentially the big, massive, major thing that happened is we met with a former king of the Axolian Empire. He gave us information as to Arumitut and what may have happened, and we thought initially that it was because he never really got to say goodbye. He never got to fully transition power from himself to his daughter, Queen Jessin, and we thought that was the issue. Little did we know, we got a hint early on that we thought was shell-based, but it was not. Satan, Lucifer himself, said that the mind tends to go in your old age. And that was the hint, because Arumitut, the massive, giant, scary turtle thing, had dementia. So after Loki speaking with him for what felt like forever, and was a terrifying couple of minutes, We finally got to be on the same page as him. He told us that he would protect the Empire until his last breath, and that we could confirm that with Queen Jessin, as we made our way back to the Amixolian Empire. Look at that turtle shell.
Just in
It's
case people
blue.
don't know what a turtle looks like.
Yeah, this is great. Hold on. Perfect. Okay. So,
Just like that.
with all of that being said, Dice Daddy, whenever you're ready.
So, last we were all together, as Pat had so eloquently put, the waters had been disturbed by Arumitat and him attempting to rise from the waters. Slumbering once again, the four of you trudge your way back to the kingdom, knowing now that this is not just any old beast or a benevolent force that is sending destruction, but more of a very tired prehistoric god, if you will. As you are walking or swimming back via the seahorses, is there anything that you guys are particularly discussing, or are you planning? Because if I remember correctly, there were a few things that you guys had mentioned that you wanted to do, as far as possibly getting the queen over to him. And
I think when we last left him, we had said that we were going to let Queen Jessin know that it would be safe for her to visit. However, she should bring armed guard or whatever. And maybe if she wanted to go in a short period of time, we would accompany her. But it would have to be fairly quick, because we've got places to go and people to see.
It's safe, if you will.
okay. So I will say, for sake of brevity, we'll fast travel back to the palace itself, where you have your tribunal with Queen Jessin, and you essentially break this down for her, and you explain what the scenario and the situation does entail, and you do mention that he did also fall back asleep. So
I would also like to mention that we
Please.
thought about using a greater restoration spell on him, but not without his permission. So we didn't do that. But if she has someone in the Empire that has the ability to do something like that, she might want to give that a shot. It couldn't hurt, is essentially what I'm going to say.
okay. And she'll look at you and she'll say, the four of you have done so much in such a short amount of time. We are eternally grateful for all that you've helped. My beloved did not. I knew she would not fail.
Sure. Yeah. No. She definitely asked us to do a thing, and we did that thing. So, I mean, a lot of the credit honestly goes to Loki. He did all the talking. So.
And through all the debriefing, Loki has been visibly distracted. So upon hearing his name, he's like, yes? What?
Yeah. You did all of the talking with the large turtle guy.
I did, yeah. And we are friends now. Is that...
Acquaintances? Yeah. No, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to start there, so...
I was giving you credit, so...
Oh, thank you, brother. And he just goes back to his own little headspace.
And I'll look at Queen Jessin. We appreciate all of your hospitality in this moment. We do have some work to do elsewhere, and our friend here, and I'll gesture over to Alder, can have us travel through plants as long as they're wide enough. Do you guys have anything down here that we would be able to travel through if we were to want to go somewhere else?
Give me one sec.
Like a big old piece of kelp or big
I mean,
seaweed?
seaweed normally does not grow in a large mass of. Forgive me if I'm being ignorant. Are you looking for a giant leaf, or can it be something more of like a bush?
I mean, it could be a bush, it could be a giant leaf, as long as it's something that is, humanoid in shape that we can get through. I can essentially open up a portal to get us through it.
Size?
Humanoid sized or shaped?
Yes.
Um,
Sized primarily. It doesn't have to be shaped like a humanoid.
A gingerbread plant.
I believe we can. A gingerbread man. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
I believe we could get something arranged in the royal garden. I assume you'll want to collect your things. If you give us a few, we may be able to prepare something for you. Does it need to be? Yes.
I was just going to say, perfect. Do you know if Princess Orna will be back around anytime soon? See her before we depart, or busy doing stuff?
I know she's currently in another kingdom. If I call the word, she can be here within a few hours. If you request her.
Probably not the most efficient use of our time. The world is ending. I just want to make sure that she's gonna hold up to her end of the bargain.
I will make sure she does.
Oh, much appreciated, Queen Jissen. And I'll I guess bow and then head back to whatever our quarters are. With that information, she's going to get us a plant of some kind.
I would actually, if I can, I would go with them to the garden. So that way I can find something that'll be good and study it. So that way, if we have a need to come back, I'll have that in my memory. So that way we can travel back if needed.
Okay.
So I'll just tell them, I'll come get you when we're ready. So.
Okay. We will see the garden. We will reconvene.
Perfect.
And she bows her head as the two guards with her on both sides follow her as they kind of plume back into the water.
So once we get back to the rooms, I would look at everyone, just be like, so I feel like we should go to White Willow. It does sound like there might be something nefarious happening there, with crops dying, plants dying. It could be a horseman that we know, or maybe one that we don't.
Yeah, of course. Death is bad. Yeah, let's go there.
Doc?
Yeah, I mean...
Isn't your horse there?
Is that where it was? No. We left it somewhere else.
I think it's with the snake, the 1T.
Oh, Zunu.
Zunu. Yeah, I think you left him there.
No, we left it with a village somewhere.
Not him, but it was with the frog people.
Oh, it is.
It's in the middle of the swamp. Yeah.
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 It is definitely there.
And that's where Manu on the edge of the bed just kind of... Why do we want to go back to White Willow? Question?
We want to go back to White Willow because there may be bad stuff at White Willow, and we're here to stop bad stuff.
I'm sorry, are you equipped to fight a horseman, if that's the case?
I mean, do we have much of a choice? We've got to fight them eventually, so why not? And we got to at least help the people that are there, Manu. We can't just let them suffer and die.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm just sorry, stupid question.
Yeah, suffering's bad.
Allegedly.
Everybody roll insight checks.
I'm not there, so I wouldn't roll, would I?
No.
Okay.
Insight.
Except I would say except for Loki. Loki, are you trying to? Are you just spaced out or?
Yeah, I'm still pretty spaced out, so
Okay.
disadvantage. Let's see.
No, I mean they're essentially rolling insight to see if they can notice that you're being off or not.
Oh, yeah, I'm not rolling shit then.
Are you trying? You're not aware enough to deceive that, right? Or roll a deception for that, correct?
No, Loki is not trying to hide anything. He's just not.
Yeah.
His guard is down. His shields are down.
Okay. So go ahead, Thor.
10.
28.
10 to 28. Thor, you are, I would say, quite distracted. I would say you're not aware of Loki being weird, but it's no stranger than he normally is.
Right, he's a weirdo no matter what.
You can't tell that there's something like he's off in thought. He could be thinking of, hatching his next scheme or what have you. But Thought,
Boobs.
you noticed
He's
that.
probably thinking of boobs.
Or dicks.
Or dicks. Or knives.
But Thok, you do see that Loki is not 100% there. Like he's responding only to when he's kind of prompted to, and he's not really making eye contact with anyone, or like he's not active in the conversation.
Just to test to see if this still works, I'm going to look over at Manu, and I'm just going to think in my head as I look at him, does he seem a little bit off to you more than normal? And I kind of like look over at Loki when I say he.
Manu looks over and back at Loki, and he goes, "Yeah, he's not all there, is he?"
Something off.
Mm.
I would keep an eye on him.
Yeah,
Or
all
should
right.
we ask? Should we ask?
I mean, if we're about to go fight a horseman, we kind of need to be all there,
same
especially if it's me.
All right. I'm gonna turn, because you said Alder wasn't there.
Yeah, Alder isn't there.
I'm gonna look at Loki. Be like, Loki, you all right?
Yes, I'm absolutely fine. Why would I be anything but? We accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. Now we know where we're going. What is there to be not all right about?
You tell me. You seem a little off. Like
Well-
you're not your usual,
Go ahead.
jokey self.
Of course not. We are underwater. I'm a land creature, so I only make jokes when I can
On land?
see land. Yes, of course. And it would not be the right thing to do inside such a majestic kingdom such as this. It is a serious time, and for that I should not be joking. Father's words. I think.
I'll say when he says father's words, that kind of hones you in, Thor.
Yeah.
That
No, that would
he's full
definitely
of
be
shit.
like, what?
Quick question.
Loki, what's going on?
And then I walk away.
Wait. And when I grab his arm, I'm actually going to cast Greater Restoration to see if it snaps him out of whatever is going on in his head.
What does Greater Restoration do exactly?
You imbue a creature with touch with positive energy and undo a debilitating effect. You can reduce the target's exhaustion by 1 or end one of the following effects. charm or petrify the target, a curse including the target's attunement to a cursed item, any reduction to one of the target's ability scores, one effect reducing the target's hit point maximum, and not
It,
much, but I'm still gonna do it.
it's like things that like necrotic damage would be able to like sap away your maximum hit points. Greater restoration would be able to assist with that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
this, I guess I'm focusing more on the. I don't know if it's a curse. I don't know if it's like a debilitating effect. So
Right. Yeah, I think with that, it would at least do something. So as you grab my hand, Loki kind of does like a little shake. He's like, yes. Sorry. I guess that was a bit rude, and I'm trying to be a better man, better god, better brother. Go ahead.
you've saved many people. You are a pretty good man, if I do say so myself.
Thank you. Sorry, this feels too heavy. I am going to go for a walk. Thank you, Thok, for that. I feel much better. I hopefully...
A swim.
Yes, a swim. See, told you, land creature. Can't handle even the verbiage. Can't be making jokes underwater. That would be grotesque.
I let him go.
Okay. Thor.
I'm gonna follow after him.
Okay. As you two kind of follow out, Manu is going to look at you, and Ren is sitting on the other edge of the bed, and she kind of just goes, "Do they do that often?"
Storm off together by themselves.
Yes.
I would think so. I've noticed people disappearing around me more often recently.
And Manu goes, "You think?"
What do you? What?
We'll transition to Alder. Eventually, you are placed outside. I would say on the outskirts of the kingdom. There is this kind of almost encased in glass, this high-tempered kind of underwater volcanic glass, and within it is almost like a greenhouse. However, everything's underwater, but there are these bright kind of kelp and floral formations of different pinks and oranges and reds that kind of are stretched across. And Justin is with you, and the queen kind of looks and she goes, "Would this work for you?"
About how big? You said they're rather large.
It's the
Vast.
size of a green. Like the entire floor of this greenhouse is covered in this foliage.
No, I think this will absolutely work. We should be able to realistically probably open up a portal on the floor and jump right in.
Small smile comes across her face, followed very quickly by concern, and she goes, "Mr. Alder, may I ask a question of you?"
I don't see why not.
And she kind of looks at her guards, and you see her kind of gently wave, and she puts out her arm for you to hook around.
Oh, just to go around because I'm kind of uncomfortable, but
And I'll say, she notices this awkwardness, and very gently she places both hands on one hand on your forearm, one on your bicep, as she begins to slowly kind of move around the greenhouse with you, which is just full of different flowers and things you haven't seen on the land worlds or the upper world. And she goes, "I'm quite concerned and troubled by what your comrade Thor had stated.
mhm.
He mentioned that you're trying to prevent the end of the world. I assumed that this was a over exaggeration till I remembered that he was a god, at least according to my beloved."
Well, he certainly is a god. And he certainly is not over exaggerating. And I wish I could say that he was, but I think we have the right people in place that I think it's going to be all right. I know that sounds very calm and not necessarily reassuring, but we've been meeting a lot of people and trying to gather a lot of allies. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be without loss, but I care about this land more than, fortunately or unfortunately, really anything in my life. I'm going to do what I can to protect it. And that's end of the world or not.
And she nods and goes, is there anything that we need to prepare for down here?
Based on what we know, as of now, I don't think so. With that being said, I read in a book before I went on my own that there was a motto to always be prepared that people should follow. So I'm not going to say that you guys are in any kind of present worry or anything to that degree, but I don't think being prepared is a bad idea, just because we're still learning exactly what we're dealing with. I want to make sure that we're ready on pretty much every front. So preparation isn't a bad thing.
Okay. And she gently squeezes your bicep before releasing and folds her hands back in front of her and goes, thank you for being honest with me.
Well, I've got no reason to lie, but part of the reason why I wanted to come here is if I get a good study of this area and remember it well, we'd be able to come back in the snap of a finger. So if there is something like that, if you have a way to message us or anything like that, if you have someone who can cast a spell to that degree, as long as we're not caught in the thick of something, there's always the possibility that we could come back. And I know, obviously, Queen and the Princess as well, there's an agreement that Thor has in place with them that, we will likely be crossing paths again regardless. So
she just nods and simply says, I will see what can be arranged.
perfect.
So please use at your leisure, and I wish you luck.
Thank you. And I'll kind of bow to her, and then I'll go ahead and sit crisscross and in the middle of the field and kind of just channel my focus on the area.
Okay.
Make sure I'm understanding the topography and all the different foliage and agriculture, and understanding everything ins and outs of the area, so that way we can come back here if needed.
Okay. While you are familiarizing yourself, Loki, you have left the initial chamber and you are in between in that transition chamber between the dry and the wet chamber. Before Thor, you are very closely behind him as the door closes.
So we're in the part where
Mid.
the water drains and comes back in?
Yep. Now you're in the part where It's drained currently, and it's currently filling with water.
Okay. So he suspects Thor's following him, but it's just like, okay, waiting for the elevator. Okay. 13 floors. Wish it was less.
What has got your goat, brother?
I don't have a goat. Can't have something of mine that I do not have. So,
Loki, what's wrong? What's going on? I thought you'd be happier. We saved an entire kingdom from a turtle that was damn near all your own doing. You love to take credit for things, and you barely took credit here. What's going on?
Loki takes a deep breath. And he says, okay. Come with me. I'll tell you. I'll express my emotions. Let's go. The water. Hopefully, at this point, the water's filled up and we can walk out.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
Oh, it was almost a natural 20. 9.
What are you looking for?
I just want to know if he's telling the truth, that he's going to actually tell me what he's looking for or what's going on. It was literally a 20, and then it just went, meh, and it went to an 8. I was like, you motherfucker.
Are unsure. It's a 50-50 split.
I'll follow him. I gotta believe him.
The water opens, or the door opens to the larger chamber that is currently filled with water.
So Loki's going to walk out, and kind of like a video game follow mission, will periodically say things like, come on, we've got to get there. You're too slow. And he's going to mosey his way through the king.
Sonic's not cheap. He's
just fast. He's going to mosey his way through the castle, and I presume that he would understand enough. I want to find some sort of high up area that we can get on top of, like a roof or just a large window, to look out into the ocean.
I will say there is a giant hole in the main chamber that you can swim up to and rest on the top of the kingdom.
How high is it? Like, can we see the landscape around us?
Yes, you can see the landscape.
Okay. and while we're up there, can we see the mountain or the turtle that looks like a mountain?
Yes.
Okay.
You can see in the far distance, you can see now that you know
What
it is not very far in the landscape of mountains, you know that in the very far landscape is of his turtle shell.
Okay. Then, yeah, Loki swims up there and gets to a place where he can see as wide as possible, and just looks out, waits for Thor to come up next to him.
I am there. I also swim.
So as he gets up there, Loki's looking around and says, I didn't think I would miss the mountains of Jotunheim as much as I did. The snow, the wind, the lakes you could walk on.
That's just ice, Loki. It's just ice.
But it's more poetic to say lakes that you can walk on. Sort of a religious figure. But
Guess you've always viewed yourself that way, yeah?
yeah, soon everyone else will. Nothing. No, that was... yeah, so he's still looking out and says, yeah, a bit. And maybe I shouldn't have. And he's staring right at, not Amenhotep. What's his name?
Arumatet.
He's looking right at Arumatet. And he says, what do you think we are without our memories, brother?
I mean, I've spent a lot of the time that we've been together without mine. So I can confidently say lost.
Yeah. You know, for once, you're right. Without our memories, we are lost. Without the chain that connects us to our past selves, we are going nowhere. And anywhere we are going leads to oblivion. And he trails off and is still just staring right at the Turtle Mountain.
You know, Loki, when I appeared on that farm, I worked on that farm, confused and lost, covered in muck and grime and filth and shit. Not being able to remember a thing, not our mother, not our father, not Asgard, not Sif, not Modi. It was very, very difficult. And then I remembered. I grabbed Jan Bjorn. I remembered. And that didn't make it better. You know, it actually made it worse. Because not only do I remember those people, other than Father, who I'm sure is floating around somewhere, most of them are dead. I don't have time or the ability to cope with the fact that my wife, the love of my life, and my son were their ends were met by the same fate. Modi died when Ares was doing whatever the fuck he decided he thought he should. And that was Sif's son. I wasn't there to protect her. I wasn't there to help her. Shortly after, I'm sure she perished as well. All of this to say, brother, no, memories are not they're not unimportant. But sometimes finding them cause more pain than not.
So perhaps I'll be happier not remembering. Not remembering everything. You asked me what's going on. And talking to that mountain, I felt like I was seeing my future. I felt like I was seeing where I will go. You know, Thor has cast Greater Restoration on me twice now. I still can't remember. And I fear the things I do remember are slipping. And I can't remember what I can't remember. But now you've brought the idea that perhaps I'm happier that way. I don't know, brother. I spent so much time trying to be the Loki I was in my mind. And if I can't even remember the Loki that I was, I don't want to be that. And he points out to Arumatet. I don't want to be that.
And you won't be Loki. You forget, you are stronger than you give yourself credit for. You may have blocked off these memories for a purpose, for a reason. There may be something to unlock them yet. But in the meantime, in that journey, find your happiness. Find the thing that's going to keep you going. Because if you just give up, if you're just resolved to not understand or willing to fight, doesn't matter if you have memories or not. Mother told me once, everyone fails at who they're supposed to be. The measure of a person is how well they succeed at being who they are. So be who you are, Loki.
And something does click with him, with Loki. And he kind of is like, wait, no, Thor had a good idea? Okay.
No, Mom had a good idea.
Oh, yeah, of course. And he says, okay. Well, perhaps who I am. And he turns to Thor with more conviction than you'd seen since last time, since the journey back. Is the god who kills the 4 horsemen.
Maybe you are.
If I can't remember who I am, I might as well define something grand. And confetti comes out.
So if his eyes could fall out of his head with how hard he rolls his eyes, they would. But a small smile creeps across his face. This is who you are. I know you. And Thor was going to like stand up and put a hand behind Loki's head and just be like, Loki, you are my brother. You've been my brother for your whole life. I've been without you for too long. I will not be without you again.
And Loki does the same. Possibly never something he's done before, but redefining himself. And says, and you are my brother. And together, we will kill the 4 horsemen. And we will kill Ares. And we will stop the apocalypse.
I need to get my strength back, Loki. I'm not strong enough now to beat Ares. I need to get stronger.
Well, you've got your arm back. Having both your arms is, I would say, a great first step. A very large one. One that, who was it that made that possible?
I think it was Thok. It was Thok, probably.
Yes, you're right. It was me. You spelled fuck wrong with your mouth. But of course, brother, I know. You don't have your strength, I don't have mine. But we do have... And then he caresses Thor's face because he can't handle this connection. Each other. And Alder, Thok, Orna, whatever. But We are making progress. More progress than we ever made in Asgard. We have new allies. We are true allies.
What are we going to do with Asgard? Can't just let them live on the island forever. Do we build it back? Do we make it better? Do I actually try and be a king? I know how to be a king.
You know, I think we all have to be who we are given the situations we are presented. And as someone great once said to me, we all fail at who we're meant to be. And I forgot the second half.
Everyone fails at who they're supposed to be. The measure of a person is how well they succeed at being who they are.
And that's the thing I say.
It was a very quick turnaround for you to just use the thing that I had said to you that Mother had said to me back to me.
Oh, you said that.
I mean, Mother said that, but yeah.
That makes
I
more
said it to
sense.
you.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, it does. She was very smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to Thor. Alder should probably be on his way back, if not back already. And we'll go to White Willow and maybe kill a horseman.
It would be my pleasure.
Can you check in with... No, that's Thor. I'm going to have Thor check in with what's-his-face in... Where the fuck?
Shiki? White Willow?
Nope. Other guy building the rocket ship.
Iron Man.
Yep, that one.
I can't remember his name, I just know his accent.
Ashford.
Ashford.
Check in with Ashford and see if those 25 men got there, how the rocket process is going, because that's another... We got to get to Nidavellir.
We are straying
We've got a
far
lot
from
to
home.
do. I forgot you've not spent much time on Midgard.
No. You know, until recently, I had no reason to. I had no drive to. But you know what? Not remembering who I am lets me choose the things that I want.
And then to break up a little bit of the sentimentality, Thor's going to, sneakily, we'll see how well this works, try and, hook the leather strap of Mjolnir, around Loki for just a second. And then he's going to, take off in the other direction, trying to, beat him back to the room.
Okay. Go ahead and do a sleight of hand check.
Cool. Okay, +3. We'll see what's up. That is terrible. That is a 9.
You know what? For fun, go ahead and roll a perception. What's your passive perception, Loki?
Isn't it the same as mine? 11.
Perception? Yeah, it's 11.
You can tell that Thor is starting to either hug you, but you don't see the hammer anywhere.
Okay, what I would have said is, and what I want is a drink. But just as that happened, because he's distracted by being a good brother, which is not something he's used to, he just and as Thor just bolts, it's like, you piece of shit.
Yes.
Thor, Loki, could you please both mark down that you have a D8 of inspiration?
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Brotherly love.
Was a show on Disney Channel.
It was starring the Lawrence brothers.
It starred the
was.
brothers.
Andy Lawrence, Matthew Lawrence, Joey Lawrence.
End of list.
So anything you guys want to do as you reconvene before heading out to WW?
Loki will, on the way back, because Thor's already ahead of him and is faster, is going to go get bottles from the kitchen, I guess, and bring it back to the room. We don't have to roleplay it, but Loki wants to celebrate and just mark all the accomplishments that they've all made together, the growth, the progress, and to cheers to where they will end up.
I would like to stop on the way if I see someone like a guard or something passing me and just say, not that I don't trust Queen Jessin, but I'm going to stop him and say, I need you to get word to Princess Orna immediately. And just let him know I would like to speak with her. We're going to be at White Willow Plaza. And I'm just going to leave it at that and tell her that I need to speak with her as soon as she has a moment.
We will send correspondence right away.
Thank you. And I'll just go.
Okay. And just because I think it's a nice moment, you guys are free to roleplay that nice drinking moment if you'd like, and if not, we can move on.
Hey, we fucking did a thing, man.
Yeah, and look at how far we've come. Let's all have a drink. To where we've been, to where we're at, and to where we will be. Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Ching. I'm gonna get another one. Yes, I will get another.
All right. Okay. So I will say that you five are able to gather your things relatively quickly. Alder, are you staying within the field, or have you entrusted someone to bring your things for you?
I would have told them to bring my things, and I'll take a look at it, obviously, before we go to make sure everything's there.
I
It's just all pine cones now. We've managed to scrounge up a bunch of pine cones, replace everything with pine cones.
It's underwater, so it's probably sea cucumbers.
The water pine
We
cones.
heard you're a hungry boy.
And while we're drinking, Thor will casually look at Thok and just say, at some point in the journey, if you could reach out to Ashford and see where he's at with the rocket. We did send 25 men to him to help with labor. Just an update would be nice.
I could do that now.
Sure.
I'm a cast sending and say, hey Ashford, how's the rocket coming along? Also, did the 25 men that we sent to help you arrive?
You got 6 more words if you want.
Okay,
you can reply
Daddy.
to this message.
That's perfect.
Baba Booey, Howard Stern's penis, Baba Booey.
Few moments pass, and your head is filled with Ashford's voice as you hear in the background a lot of clanging and I would assume fire, like blowtorch fire, as it seems like he's shouting, and he's like, hey, Thok, yeah, it's going great. No, stupid, put it there. Yeah, no, they all got here. It's great, man. Cool.
This is the most unhelpful return message.
I just, as Thor looks at me like straining with the sound that's happening in my head, I'm just gonna be like, double thumbs up.
Did you give a timeline or how
Nope.
far along they
He
are?
was cursing up at somebody in the background, telling him to put something down and whatnot. So, but he got the 25 men of help, and he says it's going great.
Okay.
Man of many words.
I guess let's not burn another one of your abilities before we get to White Willow. Not sure what we're going to run into there, but maybe tonight, if we're alive, we try again.
Yeah. When we're alive.
Sure, that one. Yeah, and that's all I got.
All right. How's that? And I kind of like gesture. Better?
He's better. He's better. He's better.
He seemed better.
He's as good. He's as good as he can be, considering that he's still fucking low key.
Now that I think about it, how did we just have a toast underwater with liquid in a cup?
Dry room.
You're in the
Dry
dry
room.
We're in the we're in
Oh.
the dry room. Yeah, that's how.
Yeah,
Fuck.
for some reason
We're
they
not
still
in
had
the
liquid
water right
alcohol.
That was Carlos asking.
All right, that's it. We're going to the tree. Let's fucking go to the tree.
Fucking go to the tree.
Like, is there anything to prepare before we go through this?
What is the outpost, Alder, that you're going from in White Willow? Just
Just
to
going to
advise.
there's a big tree that was on the outskirts of town. That when we were dealing with the demon boys, I recall we ended up utilizing and getting familiar with. It was basically just like as soon as you were approaching the woods to go to the demon bitch church, it was the like right around there. So because I remember the town was a little bit off from the woods, so
Right
there.
Okay. So, as you begin to prepare your spell, you quiet your mind as your comrades are with you, and you're able to open a massive portal in the floor of this this greenhouse as the guards and Queen Jesson are there to see you out as she quietly bows and waves. The five of you drop into the field as you are shot out of the other end as a geyser of water is escaping out of the maw of this tree. As it's the five of you sliding out as you're just hit with gallons and gallons of waves as if you were inside a submarine and it was pierced.
Close it! Close it!
As
It literally only lasts for stays open for like a second. We all have to jump through it very quickly.
I think it's one action, right? So 6
Yeah,
seconds.
exactly. But I'm just like, honestly, that was kind of fun.
all
It's
five
like a
of
water
you are
slide.
As
soaked
Alder
to
kills
the
all the
core.
plants. Because
It
it's
is
salt
also
water.
a weird sensation as you're moving down, and then as you're going down, you're now being shot forward. Go ahead and
Got
everyone.
water up my nose. I know it.
Got water up my ass.
Water up the nose check.
Everyone, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh no.
Don't be shitty. Oh, it's
Oh,
shitty.
shitty.
11.
Something like
That's
that.
cocked. That's cocked. Oh my
Seven.
god, stay in the tray.
7-Eleven.
There we go.
Brothers.
Brothers. Owning a
Convenience
gas
store
station.
brothers.
Alder.
Natural 20 for 30.
Jesus
26.
Christ.
Okay.
At least there's two of
well.
us in the group, right?
We're too caught up in our brotherly love.
If you call
Hey,
spitting
Alder,
up, and,
I'll roll nature checks against you. No doubt.
All day.
Damn right you
All
will.
day. +1, baby.
So Thor, Loki, you two are too busy coughing up salt water and having the sensation of moving from breathing water to now choking on water because you're outside of it in such a jolting, unwelcoming way as you guys, I would assume, start stripping off the water breathing rings.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alder and Thok, you notice that you are, of course, within the tree and the outskirts of town. However, you notice that the coloring of the tree is different. Where instead it was these deep browns and tans, there seems to be almost a yellowish, greenish, almost orange hue to the tree bark. And Thok, with your natural 20, you can notice that the bark seems to have changed color, but not naturally.
Got it. Things did not look great.
Yeah, this looks
Not natural.
very off. Is it all of the trees around us, or just the one that we came through?
As you look through the tree and you take a better look at your surroundings, you have noticed that this blanket is almost covering naturally all the vegetation. Not only the tree, but the trees, the plants, and the ground, and the grass.
From where we are now, can we see how far? Like, does this go on to, like, if there's any nearby cliff sides? Or this is, like, going up the cliffs and whatnot?
There's no cliff sides. You're on a plain. I believe I should have... Are you guys on the map page?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Sungolf, Vindrin.
Yeah. You'll see that Sungolf isn't by any mountains. You have the Iron Hill Mountains to the northwest, but that's a little bit far. You can see actually the crest of it in the distance.
Right.
But this blanket kind of outstretches.
I feel like we're going in the right direction.
Can you remind me what color you said it was?
It is a yellowish, greenish, almost orange hue. Like it's a mix, almost like multicolored, but not in a great, pretty way.
Right.
Fruit stripe gum kind of way.
No, the color's lasting more than fruit stripe gum.
So like if fall was sponsored by Chernobyl.
That's good.
It just took me a second.
It's hard to... I mean, you guys can attempt to investigate further, because this is, like I said, a blanket. It's not the... You would have to roll nature checks, essentially, to learn more. So let's do those nature checks that Thor was talking a big game about.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. +1. 5.
11. Still coughing.
17.
Loki, I will say you have advantage on this. Sorry, go ahead, Thok.
Oh, I was going to say, that's a 0. It's a natural 1 minus 1.
Oh, good.
Talk about polar opposites.
You're saying all the big ones.
19.
Okay. Thok's like, this don't occur naturally.
This shit's scary.
That boy ain't right.
Nature.
That's all I know.
Weird.
Nature's kind of
scary.
Um,
Damn, nature.
I'm in
Scary.
danger.
Loki, Alder, you guys kind of Alder, you put your hand to the tree as you kind of try to feel, and the bark is not hard. It is almost soft, sponge-like.
Gross.
As you move and you crouch a little bit, Loki, as you're looking down, you notice both of you come to the conclusion that it's almost a blanket of fungus, almost like they're mushrooms.
Interesting.
What was my mushroom pet's name? Farkle. Farkle's back. Farkle. This
You
is
remember
Josh.
Farkle?
I do remember Farkle.
God damn it. Yeah, it's Farkle. Revenge of Farkle.
Oh god, he was the big bad all along.
Oh no. Okay, so looking down, it's a blanket of fungus. Is it like a bunch of mushrooms are on things, or is it more like a cloud of spores everywhere?
It's a little bit of column A and B.
Okay.
Loki, with your 19, you recognize this fungus. This seems to be in conjunction very closely, as you had so carefully observed, that this was the fungus you had seen in the cave in Ironhide, in Stoneward.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
And Manu's just going to go, what? Why are you saying, oh?
Oh. I'm missing something. Do you remember Farkle? Of course you remember
No.
Farkle. Farkle, not you, everyone else. Yes, you, Manu.
Ren goes, no?
Sorry. Farkle was the mushroom man that I made when we escaped Stoneward. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't roll your eyes at me. This is meaningful.
No, I'm not rolling my eyes at you. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. I'm figuring it out.
Oh, okay. Take that back. Then, the same mushroom that I animated, it's these. It's these. Oh, no. Shit. Cover your mouth. And Loki gets some sort of cloth just to make sure he's not breathing in any spores. Because it's in the air.
It is.
Everyone, cloth! Cloth! I think it's more and more urgent.
I cloth my mouth.
Mono
Sorry.
looks very confused. I don't understand. You were friends with the mushroom, and now we're covering our mouths because of the mushroom friend?
Almost. I'm basically a god and I created life. And,
Loki, you're not basically a god. You are a god.
okay, I am a god and I created life. And it was the same mushroom and it was inside Stoneward. And there was something bad about those mushrooms that I can't remember.
Yeah,
there
they
was-
tried to kill us.
Yes! And he snaps. He's like, yes, okay, they tried to kill us. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, fuck. And Loki's looking around. There. I can't see anything through this.
DM, is there any... Thor's going to look to the ground immediately. Is there any tracks on the ground that I can see?
What kind of tracks are you looking for? Just like cart tracks, footprints?
Literally anything like that. Especially if they're of the big, dumb creature variety, like the one we fought in the caves.
Like the dire troll?
Yeah, that one.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Oh.
Nope. That's a 10.
You are just kind of panic looking around. Loki, you had something?
Maybe. Weren't the mushrooms controlling the troll?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do remember now. Okay. So, yeah, Loki will say that. Fuck. This is a lot.
Do we see how far the mushrooms and the spores spread? Like, do we see if it's on all the trees? If it's on, like, is there a point where it stops? Is it just this tree?
Not from the point that you're currently at. You can start trying to move
I'm gonna
about
fly
the
up.
cabin.
I'm
Okay.
gonna fly up
Okay.
and just
So
look and
you
hope
fly.
that I roll well.
Go ahead, fly up. You're going to do a investigation at disadvantage due to the spore and mist.
Okay. Okay. 5.
You sounded so positive.
Okay.
All right. 5.
I
Just
will
kind of resigned to the fact that I'm just rolling terribly tonight.
So
All right, that's my number.
Inspiration.
with your 5, you do have inspiration. You can use a D8.
It is not worth it for this. It's a 5.
As you break, you do see White Willow in the distance, and you see Sungulf. And looking at the vegetation, you can't judge how far it is, only because you're not entirely sure. But it looks like it can be stretching from anywhere from this. It looks like the tree is a center point.
Okay.
Well, no, the tree is not a center point. I'm sorry. Towards the west, where Stoneward is, seems to be the heaviest. And it looks like from the point you are here, has either outstretched, you can't really tell if it's between 3 or 5 miles.
I'll fly back down and tell them I can't really make heads or tails of it, but it looks like Stoneward is where this is coming from.
Right. Good.
Alder, can't you talk with plants?
I can.
Can they talk back?
Because they can't for me.
So, yeah. You can imbue plants with Limited sentience and animation, giving them the ability to communicate with you and follow your simple commands. You can question plants about events in the spell's area within the past day, gaining information about creatures that have passed, weather, and other circumstances. So other circumstances, that's this. So, yeah.
Okay, Alder, please talk to whichever plant is the smartest. And Thor, remember that gust you did while we were in the crypt?
Yeah.
Can you please do that now?
In what direction?
In a bowl around us. We need to not be covering our mouths anymore.
Yeah, I can do that, and I will essentially take a gust and just put it in with my trait. I can put it in like 100-foot sphere around us.
Okay.
We are good now, I think.
Dope.
Who's the easiest to kill if we're not good? Alder, take your mask down.
He got bit.
I thought I was
You bit?
special.
You bit?
Goodness.
Same.
You've all been proved racist by the racist prover.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of go to the tree that we came through, look for what is probably like the biggest spore on it, and I'm going to take my charred staff of the woodlands and activate it by touching the staff to it, and casting Speak with Plants.
Okay. As you cast Speak with Plants, there is a very eerie feel of lack of sound as you zero in. And what do you say?
What happened here? Where did all of this change come from?
As the words escape your lips, your head is filled with a very high-pitched, almost in unison, as if the forest itself is screaming. Before that, to the point, it's almost like your head was cracked open, filled with razor blades, and smashed back before being shaken violently.
Who did this? Who hurt you?
Then nothing. There's that absence. As there's almost a distortion, as if every single piece of fungus is speaking to you in unison, distorting the voice. As in Druidic, you were responded back with, "My brother, greetings."
Who is this?
Oh, just someone who is forever grateful for you.
Called me your brother. I'm speaking in Druidic, so they don't know what I'm saying, but
Yes, we both speak the tongue of the wilds, do we not?
who are you? What are you doing? What's happened to this forest?
I will say this. Very, very clever. Stopping the beast in the oceans.
I implore you, please. Who are you?
Pretty please.
It's almost like the forest laughs back at you. Let me answer a question with a question.
God, this is always the worst for me.
Yes, no, you particularly did not stop the beast in the oceans. No, that was your comrades, Thor and Loki. But you, Alder, have been looking for me. So, question, O great druid, who is it that you seek?
I seek an end to all of this. I seek an end to this plane being restored and not being threatened by a bunch of assholes who think that they could just go ahead and take and destroy what they want and cause Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Ah, Ragnarok has already happened, brother. It's the apocalypse we bring.
And that's what I'm going to bring an end to. I'm not your brother.
Oh, sure. See, we've already have taken the stars and the depths below. All that leaves for me and my pair is the middle land.
So who is we?
Oh, you're smart, Alder.
Well, we've already met war.
Mm.
Enlighten me. I've had a long day of travel.
So droll.
DM, could you repeat that for me without the accent so I could write it down?
It was just so
It's
droll.
called you droll.
Oh.
You're glib, Matt.
Well, fuck you too.
Things have already been set in motion.
Well, things in motion can also be stopped.
Not when they're unstoppable. Loki's like, snap.
That's that wordplay.
I'm pretty positive that's something that we are all willing to put to the test, brother.
Wasn't easy. I was so weak when you had all found me.
When we all found you.
Your inebriated friend sure loves to keep trinkets, doesn't he?
Oh, fuck.
Farkle.
Yes, he does.
Betrayal.
Oh, don't rub your eyes, brother. This is a happy day.
I can assure you it's not.
I'm smiling.
Yeah. Look at the rest of us.
Alder, you find yourself in a very rare opportunity. Join blood.
Piss off.
Well, can't blame a man for trying.
And I'm the one that was so droll, and you call that an attempt?
What grand gesture. Though you did disappear off the radar for a moment when you've met the short fellow.
Ho-ho. Mattress.
Mattress, Satan.
Boys.
I thought they interrupted your sentence, so I wasn't sure.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, it did happen. And a little off the grid, if you say.
Scorch and burn all you like. I'm spreading quite farther than I've imagined.
What is... I'm just... Oh, God.
As the three of you are just watching Alder get more and more overwhelmed.
Loki's going to walk up to Alder and put his hand on his shoulder and just say, "Breathe, brother," and cast Bless on him.
Yes. Breathe, brother. Don't fight it.
Oh. I'm not gonna fight. I mean, Oh, God. This is going to be a fun one to try and explain that we have to go and destroy you. We have to go back to where our entire journey started in order to do that, aren't you? Isn't that exactly where you're at, isn't it?
No. No. I was merely birthed here. My influence has stretched far greater.
Like where? Where can we go find some of your influence?
Where you feel safest. Alder.
Nameless one. Won't even introduce yourself.
You already know my name.
I want to hear you say it.
I've been given many, but I believe the one you seek is Famine.
And I am going to break off the spell.
Okay. As you sever that eerie lack of sound is soon met with just the ambient sounds of the forest and of your friends breathing.
And I'm just going to fall back down onto my knees.
Fall
So
back on your knees.
You know what I mean.
Fall down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotcha.
are you praying to the forest god, or is there a forest god? I don't actually
How far away until we're out of this area where this is? How far?
Anywhere from 3 to 5 miles.
Lead the way. Go.
What?
And we'll talk when we get out of this area. Lead the way. Go.
Okay, what did they say?
We'll talk when we get out of this area.
Thor's gonna take off, I guess. There's no real, like... I'm going.
Okay.
I guess I'll grab Alder by the collar, or... I don't... Okay.
Okay. How are the other three of you, because you have Ren with you, how are the three of you traversing the forest?
I am figuring that out now.
You know what? Actually, what I'm going to do instead of flying is I'm going to cast... Please hold. Spells are taking a minute to come up.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Jump.
Jump around. Oh, I'm fine. I'm immune to disease.
That is true.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Jump on everyone but myself. 2, 3, 4. And you'll jump is now tripled for the next minute. So let's go as far as you can. And Thor's going to just fly in the direction where it looks like there's no more bad stuff.
Loki is going to cast. Where is it? Find Steed.
It takes 10 minutes.
Oh, I thought it lasted for 10 minutes. Oh, never mind.
I think
I
it
can
lasts
do that.
for an hour.
You're right.
Yeah, you've done that before, and you were like, I don't remember where you were, but you were like, I'm going to cast it. It takes 10 minutes. No, I'm not.
Yeah, same
was-
thing.
I think it was in a battle.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it gets confusing because the duration is instantaneous, which doesn't. It's confusing. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep jumping. But I'm not knowing that I am immune to disease. I'm gonna keep the cloth on, but I am going to, at the cost of some speed, look around and see what I can glean from all these spores.
Okay, go ahead and roll a investigation at disadvantage as you are jumping and trying to also keep on track and make sure you don't fall.
Okay. Okay. What kind of roll?
Investigation, since you're looking.
Sorry. Investigation is here. 17.
At disadvantage? Damn.
I got lucky.
Yeah. So I will say this is the fungus and spores are very thick. It's almost like they've been growing for years. However, it's only been maybe, I mean, since the last time you were here was like a year tops, but it looks like it's been there for much longer than that at the veracity of how quickly this almost like a virus is spreading. As you're jumping, there is no wildlife. You don't see birds. You don't hear birds or see birds. You don't see rabbits, squirrels, nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I keep going. Just keep keeping up with the rest of the group. Alder didn't say anything, so I'm going to collect some mushrooms to try and figure out what they are.
While you're collecting, go ahead and roll a nature check.
8.
The mushrooms are dense. It's not like an individual like mushroom cap and stem and button. It is a fungus. So when you dig, it's spongy in nature and slimy, slick.
I can't just like cut off the top. You're saying there's not a
There
stem
isn't
and
a
cap?
top.
Oh,
Correct. It is a fungal.
Gotcha. Then,
But you are able to like cut a square potentially and place it in something.
is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Like, how liquid is it? I have a bottle, like an empty bottle. I'll just fill that up.
I will say it's gelatinous, so it's solid enough.
Okay. Then yeah. However, I get it off, whether it needs to be cut or I can just scoop it. I'm going to use one of my empty bottles, and that will be the container.
Okay. And you pocket the container. As the 5 of you eventually convene on the outskirts of it's quite you're quite close to the town. Like you're within a light jog to being towards the town. As the outskirts, you can see where the red is kind of spreading to the green grass of white willow. As the 5 of you are in I would say a slightly fine dusting of the spores. Almost like traversing through the desert of sand and dust.
It's destroying everything. It's Found the next one. I just didn't. I wanted to get away from it so that way we could communicate it without it potentially getting to us, and so that we could possibly save people in White Willow if it's growing that fast.
You think that you can get away from this?
I mean, we just did, didn't we?
Did we? It's everywhere. It's all over. It's in the air. It's on the ground. Do you see there's no wildlife?
Yeah, I do. I do. Because it's literally killing off all of the food. You know what that means, right?
Famine.
Famine.
Where are we right now? Are we outside of the cloud? Or are we just away from that tree?
You're outside of the cloud. I'll say you're about here.
Oh, sorry. Don't have that up.
That's okay.
Show me
Back
again.
up.
Okay, so right
How about that?
outside White Willow?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Let's go.
Yeah. That's why the hands to the head frequently.
So have you not told us anything yet? Like, out of character.
Yes.
Have you not told us anything yet?
No, that's what I'm trying to do right now. Like,
Okay.
that's why I was letting you know. I'm like, it's famine. I was about to be like, he kept calling me brother. He kept trying to get me to join him, which that was a bad attempt.
You didn't even entertain the idea? Are you not going to go? You have a chance to get on the inside, Alder. Think! We've been together for months, years, it feels like. Centuries. Perhaps if you pretended to be a bit like me, you could get some inside information. What is he going to do? We don't know.
Wait. Do you know where he is? Is he at Stoneward? That's where the center of all this seems to be.
That's what I tried to find out. I said, to kill you, do we have to go back to where this all started? And he said, no, he's much bigger than that. His influence is everywhere.
So then we're not away. He can hear us, but it doesn't matter at this point, to be honest. Cause
Oh, he knows what we did underwater. He knows everything.
Then why did you
He
think
said
you would
they
get away
already-
from us? And Loki's going to just angrily, just like, you frustratingly walk away.
I mean, because we can't stay breathing in the spores, Loki.
Oh, he's not even here. He walked away.
I still said it.
Are you yelling it to me?
Touch my bracelet or my necklace.
Well, you could have told us on the way then. And Loki's going to take it off.
Did he give you any information, any clues, any hints to what may have caused this, what may have started this, what we can do to stop it where he is now?
I said we can't stop it.
Yeah, but
He
they all say
said-
that.
Yeah, I know. I trust me. I pushed back on that. I was like, he's like, you can't stop. It's already in motion. I said, we're damn sure gonna try. But he said that they already have the stars in the depths. They already have that. They just need Midgard. They've got everything else. Which, saying that out loud sounds all the more terrifying. He also kept calling me brother. Don't like that.
Did he say where he is right now?
I tried. I got nothing. I'm gonna go back and try and talk to him again, and I'm sure he'll oblige, because he seems like a bit of a prick. But
Hold on. Out of game, didn't he tell you that he's where you feel like you're at your most comfortable?
that's right, he did. He said he is where I am most comfortable, is what he said.
Great. That's a wonderful clue. where are you most comfortable?
Don't say everywhere.
It's not everywhere.
It's nowhere, man.
All right, looks like we have to go home. And not the home that you guys have seen. Got to go back to my actual home in I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Newport Richie.
No, the fuck
Jade
you.
Abyss.
Fuck you. Into the Jade Abyss. I was literally bringing up my notes because I couldn't remember. It's been a while. Yeah, we have to get to the Jade Abyss.
Do you have a way that we can get there quickly?
I mean, we could get back to what's left of that tree and use that to get there, but it sounds like it is going to be a mess there as well.
And that's not something we can do today, right? Do you have the ability to...
I could use a higher level spell to do it, but it will wear me out of the big shit that I can do if we need it.
I mean, I say we spend a night here and then head that way.
Is it safe to spend a night here? Let's go into White Willow and see. I'll go after Loki.
Loki has been walking toward White Willow this entire
Yeah,
conversation.
Kind of figured that was what was happening.
Figured we'd probably be on the walk and talk as well, but he's like the walk and talk.
Yeah,
Like
he's speed walking and we're just walking.
Yeah, he's on your left, Captain America, right now. Like,
I minor illusion a speed walking outfit, specifically the one Hal wears in Malcolm in the Middle.
beautiful.
Before I go after Loki, I'm going to drop the hammer and pop one eye open because I've closed my eyes and I'm getting ready to pray. And I look at Alder and I just say, "Go to White Willow. I'll catch up. I just need a minute." And I'll look at Thok and I'll open the other eye and I'll just be like, "You two, go make sure stuff's okay. And I'll be there in a minute."
All right.
On it.
Do you want Ren or Manu to stay with you?
No, I need to do weird god stuff.
All right.
Just, I'll be fine. Get to White Willow as quickly as you can.
On it. Keep power walking.
And I'm gonna fall to a knee, close my eyes, and I'm going to try and reach out to Helm for a chat.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a religion check.
$11.
Okay.
It's like better than I've done on every roll tonight.
It is. You begin to push out and you get pushed back. Almost like you're trying to brunt your head forward and something is on the other side of your head and is pushing you.
Okay. I kind of thought that was going to happen. I now want to, and I don't know how I would do it, but I would assume it would be easier. I'm going to reach out to Odin.
Okay. What are you going to say to Odin?
I want to tell him that we need to speak soon. Things are getting very scary on Midgard. And I could use his insight and wisdom. And I'm going to say, the last thing I'll say is, All Father, please, I need guidance. And just kind of leave it at that.
Okay, hold on. As you're kneeling. Wow. I did a percentile. Um. Okay. So as you open your eyes and you breathe in, you begin to spin the hammer to pull up. You hear very softly but sternly a simple Thor.
I'm going to stop in my tracks and just kind of look around.
And you turn around and you see with his back towards you, because he's studying, the very odd foliage is your father. I rolled a 100.
Ooh.
As he,
All right.
I was not. I'm like, he's not fucking talking to shit. I'm dead serious. And if you guys want to clip that and look at the tape, you can watch the tape. As he's looking and he turns back over to you, and this is the first time you've seen him since the field. Very long time ago.
Yeah.
As he goes, "Yes, my son."
I can't believe you're here. I have so many things I want to talk to you about and ask you, and I don't even know where to start. There's weird fucking spores on famine and death and Ares and
Yes, it's quite apocalyptic.
yeah, it's worse than Ragnarok.
Yes, Ragnarok was a endless cycle that, well, was supposed to be kicked off by the death of an Odinson, but it seems that this is a lot more than that.
And we're all still alive.
You are.
At least for now.
Well, Ragnarok was supposed to start, as it always has, with the death of your brother.
We're trying to find him, Father. I have the smartest people in Midgard studying constellations to try and find where he is.
And he has his arms behind his back and folding his hand as he's looking towards White Willow as he slowly starts to walk towards it, and he gestures for you as a patient father waits for his son to catch up to him.
Kind of in disbelief, Thor is going to jauntily catch up, oh shit, I'm not walking. Father, how do we defeat this famine? How do we defeat death? How do I kill the son of my wife? How do I kill Sif's son? Whether meaningfully or not, he's her blood and I loved her. You know?
It is difficult. Quite honestly. Of course, dealing with a child of Asgard, though Enya may not feel as though he is. He is. He still is ruled and followed under your blood, under your rule. He is an Asgardian. Now, of course, there have been treachery and attacks for the throne by other Asgardians. Nothing quite to this extent, of course. I don't have the full picture, of course. And it is quite difficult. It seems that these 4 horsemen are being puppeteered by one single entity. A puppet master, as you, I think, eloquently put it.
can't. I'm not the God Slayer I once was, Father. I've lost a lot of ability and power.
The Godslayer was simply a title, one that I, of course, held myself in my own hubris. That gods needed to be struck down when they had become too powerful out of fear. Now, we don't need a Godslayer, for you are not killing gods. Well, one. And that's because he comes from us. No, you are attempting to kill something much older and eviler. Something that had been lurking in the shadows, that it appeared that found the proper moment to strike, which, in my opinion, seems like the worst moment to strike. Your return. Why not sooner?
I'm afraid that what we're doing is all part of their plan. I feel like we're being reactive and not proactive. I can't talk to Helm, so I don't know what he sees. Haven't been able to get through to him. Do you know if he's okay?
Helmdall is alive, if that is what you are inquiring, and he is hidden
Is he safe?
Safely for now, as I am safely hidden. I know that you feel at a loss, and that you feel as though, as you stated, you are doing everything that has been predicted. However, the four of you finding each other was not predicted. Do you think this entity, these horsemen, this beast, counted on me guiding Helm to find you in the pit? No. Do you think they found when I had gestured your brother to look for you? No. Am I as powerful as this old god? I don't know. Am I as clever? Gods know. But I have always been underestimated by the older ones. And so have you. You are an Odin's son. You are stronger than you think.
I just feel like I'm not ready.
We are never ready. You're never ready to go to war. You're never ready to seek the courage to do something you never thought you could before. You're never ready to be a father, a parent, a guider. Yet you've done all of these things many times. What is this not? Another war?
I'm not who I was then, though. I'm far from it. I'm trying. I'm working hard to get back. I'm trying to get to Nidavellir. But it takes time.
It does. And I will say, a fool looks back and never truly moves forward. It's when we move past our own past that we're able to grow, become stronger. I would say 900 years ago, you and your brother would never have had such a nice moment you had on top of the kingdom. This seems to be a new path.
Am I going to be ready for this, Father?
No. But I know you will persevere. You have your friends and your family by your side.
hope that one day I can be half the king you are.
And I hope that you will be better than the king I was. And he looks off into the distance, almost like he feels the sun on his face. Closes his eyes and opens them again. And he goes, I have to go, Thor. I have missed our talks.
One more question, Father. Should I kill Ares for what he's done? Or should I do as what you did with Loki? Bring him into my family as the son that I know he could be.
And he looks at you and he smiles and he goes, that is unfortunately not a decision I can make for you or guide you to. I saw this young boy grow into the man that he became. And it does break my heart for what he has done. However, and he covers his one eye that's been plucked when he became all-knowing. You are only seeing, I think, half the picture.
Thank you, Father. I miss our talks as well. Be safe.
You as well, son. And he slowly starts to walk away from you, and as you turn back, he is gone into the mist.
And where normally it takes Thor, he swings the hammer a couple times and then takes off, out of some mixture of guilt and anger and sadness and fear, he just throws it into the sky and just takes off like a fucking rocket towards White Willow.
Okay. So, as Loki, you are traversing towards White Willow. I will give Alder and Thok an opportunity to speak with you, unless we want to end it there if we feel a good pause or a good conclusion for tonight's session. I will leave it up to you.
I think ending on Thor's
Yeah, I
conversation
think that's
is good.
good ending
Okay.
spot. I would just say get to the city and get to an inn so we can get some sleep.
I'm pretty far ahead too from the group of them. So
Oh yeah, you're gonna get there first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you power walked.
Well, you're
working those
stomping.
hips.
I'm not scared.
I'm not
Let's
afraid.
see.
I was gonna cast haste, but it only lasts a minute, so I'm just like
I mean,
looking through shit now.
hey, getting a minute.
Then
head
I have exhaustion after that though.
That's true. Well, whew, that got heavy pretty
A
quick
lot of
there.
things. A lot of
Um,
things.
You're lucky I got
Guys.
that 100.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna happen. I really didn't think I was gonna talk to either one of them, but I needed to try. That's a support system.
That's why
That's
we played
not
the
Loki.
game.
That's why we play the game. That was amazing. I'm so happy. Guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Junk Drawer.
Ding.
We will be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, maybe a little earlier, actually, like our actual time or whatever. But we will be back. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this evening. We greatly appreciate it. We hope you had a great time, and we will see you guys all back here next time. Night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.